Dear students, welcome to the video lecture of microlevel design process part 2. So this is the microlevel design process part 2. So far we discussed about the two design rules in the previous video. That is design rule 1, making the interface simple. That is application of Clojure 2. The second one is design rule 2, making the interface transparent and natural. So now we are going to discuss about the design rule 3, allowing the users to be in control of the software, allowing the users to be in control of the software. Application of Corollary 1. The user always should feel in control of the software rather than controlled by the software. The user should feel that they are controlled by the software. They should not feel that they should control by the software. The second implication is that users, because of their widely varying skill and preferences, must be able to customize the aspect of the interface. Because of their widely varying skills and preferences, must be able to customize the aspect of the interface. The software should reflect the user setting for a different system. The software should reflect the user system for a different system properties, such as color, fonts, and other applications. The final implication is that the software should be interactive and responsive as possible. Avoid modes whenever possible. You should not force user under some modes, and you should avoid modes whenever it is possible. Users should feel free, and as well as you should be very comfortable in accessing your user interface. So user to be in control of the software is a very important one. User actually implication is that because of the wide variety of skill and preferences, must be able to customize the aspect of the interface. They are able to customize the interface. The software should reflect the user setting for a different system properties such as color, fonts, and other options. Okay, you have to give a options to change the color, fonts, and other options should be given. So interface should be interactive and responsive as possible. Avoid modes whenever it is possible. Yeah, what is a mode first? A mode is a state that limits the user to a specific interactions. There are a particular state, okay, which restrict the user and for only specific interaction is known as a mode. There are situations in which modes are useful. For example, selecting a file name before opening it. So you have to select a file. You want to open a file means you have to select the file before opening. That is known as a mode. If you want to do some activity, you have to do some previous activity. That is known as a mode. The main idea here is to avoid creating a single UI class for several business objects. You have to avoid creating a single user interface class for several business objects, since it makes UI less flexible and force the user to perform task in a massive way. It makes the UI very less flexible and force the user to perform a task in a massive way. Some ways to put the user in control are make the interface forgiving. So user interface should forgive the user's mistakes. Make the interface visual. The interface should be visual. Provide immediate feedback. The interface should provide the immediate feedback to the user. Avoid modes, make the interface consistent. Avoid modes, make the interface consistent. So these are the four important rules. Make the interface forgiving, make the interface visual, it should give a visual representation, and as well as interface should provide immediate feedback to the user. Avoid modes, make the interface consistent. So these are the four things which create the user to in control. We will discuss each and every one by one. Make the interface forgiving. The user action should be easily reversed. They should be able to back up or undo the previous action. An effective interface allows for an interactive discovery. An effective user interface allows for an interactive discovery. Actions that are destructive and may cause the unexpected loss of data should require a confirmation, or better should be reversible or recoverable. Yeah, even within the best design interface, user can make some mistakes. These mistakes can be physical mistake, accidentally pointing to a wrong command or data, or mental mistake, making the wrong decision about which command or data to select. Which command or, these are the general mistakes made by the user. An effective design avoids situations that are likely to be result in error. User feel more comfortable with the system with their mistakes do not cause a serious or irreversible results. Okay, make the interface visual. It means that design the interface so user can see rather than recall how to proceed. This is known as a visual. Provide immediate feedback. User should never press a key or select an action without receiving a immediate visual or audio feedback or both. User should never press a key or select an action without receiving a immediate visual or audio feedback or both. For example, color, emphasis, and selection indicator shows the user they can select the choice. Avoid modes. Modes forces the user to focus on the one way application works. Modes force the user to focus on the one way application work. Okay, they restrict the user to a particular way to work in the application instead of the task they want to complete. Modes therefore interface with the user's ability to use their conceptual model of how the application should work. So, okay, the modes therefore interfere with the user's ability to their conceptual model of how the application should work. Okay, it will restrict their conceptual model. It is not always possible to design a modeless application. That is true also. The method for ending the mode should be easy to learn and remember. The method for ending the mode should be easy to learn and remember. There are some of the modes that can be used in the user interface. First one is model dialog. Sometimes an application needs information to continue, such as the name of the file into which user want to save something. When an error occurs, user may require to perform an action before they continue their task. Okay, that is known as a model dialog. Something an application need information to continue, such as the name of the file into which user want to save something. When an error occurs, user may be required to perform an action before continue their task. Next is spring loaded modes. Users are in the spring loaded mode when they continually must take some action to remain in that mode is known as a spring loaded mode. For example, dragging the mouse within the mouse button, dragging the mouse within the mouse button press to highlight a portion of the text. For example, if you want to highlight a portion of text, what you have to do? You have to drag and you have to cover the particular area. That is known as a spring loaded modes. In this case, the visual cue for the mode is highlighting. So you are saying the highlighting. So this is the visual cue. For example, cut and paste operation. Okay, require these spring loaded modes. Okay, you have to select the text. You will have highlight. Then you have to perform the cut and paste operation. Then tool driven modes. If you are in a drawing application, you may have also choose a tool such as a pencil, paintbrush for a drawing. After you select the tool, the mouse pointer shape changes to match the selected tool. That is known as a tool driven mode. Next, we are going to discuss about the make the interface consistent. Consistency is one way to develop and reinforce the user's conceptual model of applications and give the user a feeling that he and she is in control. Since the user can predict the behavior of the system, user interface should be consistent through the application. It should be consistent through the application. So these are the something make the interface forgiving. It should forgive the user's mistake. User able to reverse the action very easily and make the interface visual. User can see rather than recall how to proceed. Okay, they can see. Okay, there is no need to make the user think. Provide immediate feedback. Okay, user should never press a key or set action without receiving an immediate visual or audible feedback should be given to the user. Modes. Okay, we cannot 100% avoid modes, but wherever possible, you can avoid a mode. It's very difficult to create a modeless application. Mode means to make the user do some predefined set of tasks to carry out a particular activity is known as a mode. Modal dialog, interaction. Some application needs information to continue, such as the name of the file which user wants to save something. Okay, so when an error occurs, user may require to perform action before continue their task. This is known as a modal dialog. Spring loaded modes. When the user continuously must users are in the spring loaded mode when they continuously must take some action to remain in that mode. For example, highlighting a text. For example, highlighting a text, you have to drag it and you have to select the text. Tool driven modes. If you are drawing an application, you may able to choose a tool such as a pencil or paintbrush for drawing. That is known as a tool driven modes. So interface should be consistent. Okay, so consistency is one way to develop a reinforce user conceptual model of applications and give the user feeling that he and she is in control. So these are the important points in the user interface design. And we have discussed about the Corollary 3, which speaks about the allowing the user to be in control of the software. Okay, so user should feel the control. User should not feel that they are under the control of the software. Okay, that's it for the micro level design process part 2. And thanks for watching this video lecture. Thank you.